Hello, craft beer friends, and welcome to Season 12, Episode 9 of Tap to Craft Podcast. I am Denny Luce coming to you from Boise, Idaho, and my partner in craft, the dog whisperer, and my favorite Florida man from Tampa, Florida, Mr. Kris McKenzie. How the heck are you doing tonight, and what is in your glass?
Oh, life is good, Denny. I'm doing pretty good tonight. Finally going back to work after a 3-day weekend because
Mm,
gotta do beer events and then go to the beach yesterday and then
oh,
grocery shopping.
nice.
It's been a long couple of days, but hey, doing great. In my
Yeah,
glass this evening, I have some local beer here in the Tampa Bay area. It's Green Bench's
nice.
Sunshine City IPA. This is their flagship IPA that, man, when you can get it and it's nice and fresh, it's fantastic. And
Nice.
this one's even got a couple of months on it. This is from August. This is from August. Okay, so it's not too crazy.
It's almost
Um,
half a year old.
no, no, we'll give it a third, okay? But still, it is still just a phenomenal beer. And when we were talking to Tampa Bay Brewers Alliance, Sean
Sean Nordquist?
Nordquist, there we go.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on him. He was talking about how this beer is one of his go-to beers. And I went, man, it makes me want to revisit it. So I did, and I'm really glad I did. So,
Nice.
great solid IPA from the folks over at Green Bench. But what about you? What's in your glass? How are you doing this evening? Tell us about Denny.
I am doing fantastic because, like you, I had 3 days off, but guess what? I got one more day off
Yeah,
coming
you
up after
do.
this show. 4 days off. I'm feeling real good. And now I'm on here chatting with you, drinking beer, and I feel even better. But I am drinking some pFriem family brewers.
Mm,
It's hard to see, but it's a Czech dark lager. And this is a seasonal one that comes in every so often. And when it comes in, I start picking up 4 packs because I love this beer. It's one of my favorite dark lagers in the world. I love this beer. So uh, and it looks like this in my glass, and it's wonderful.
and you
It's
get
wonderful.
nose bumps, no nose
I was
hits.
getting it smells so wonderful too. It's
Yeah.
got that nice light toffee ish aroma on there, and just a little bit of caramel.
All right.
Really nice, really nice. But yeah, I'm doing good. But let's get the show started. But before we get too far into it, we always want to let anyone new listening to Tap to Craft Podcast know what we're all about. We are an educational podcast focused around celebrating all things craft beer because we want to assist you, our listener, along in your craft beer journey and adventures. And you are listening to episode 295. And we're recording on Monday, November 10th, 2025, and we are live on Facebook. If you'd like to join us during our recording session sometime, you can do that on the Monday prior to release at 8:30 Eastern Time. And in this episode, we are going to learn about Veterans Day. Veterans Day is tomorrow as we record, and how we can get Veterans Day to kind of tie into craft beer. I got a little segment that we'll talk about Veterans Day, so stay tuned for that. We're also going to do a little micro review of the Badass Beer Fest because Kris was there. He had a table, a Tap to Craft podcast table at Badass Beer Fest. So let's find out how that went. And then Kris and I also have a couple beer tastings we're going to do. One from Batman Dan in Alabama, and one from Pontoon Brewing. They sent us 3 beers, and we only did, or 4 beers, and
Yep.
we only did
Yep.
3 of them on the show. So we have one more beer that we want to drink and do little tasting notes on. Uh, before we forget about it, we drink it and forget to talk about it. And of course, you can count on Kris having some great beer conversation. But again, before we get too far in, we want to thank all of our Patreon supporters because this episode is brought to you in part by our satisfied Patreon supporters like Mike Allen, Bill Schlemmer, Amanda and Kevin Argauer, Mike Blanchard, Tara Carlson and Jim Kutzel, Alex Fuchs, and Eric Scotty Ward. These are all of our virtual producers. And Tom Byrne, Jeff Seiler, Johan Halberg, Shalom Masta, Mark Church, Eric Grownley, and Batman Dan. They all want to buy us a virtual beer. And we have Mr. Peter 10. He wants to just toast the host, giving us a little extra side cash just because he loves us. And if you enjoy the content we provide, we invite you to support the show by toasting your host or buying some virtual beer or even becoming a virtual producer. You can explore the options on our support page by visiting patreon.com/tapthecraft. All right, Kris. I have been waiting to find out how Badass Beer Fest went. Before we get into it, I wanted to let all our listeners know that there's a few options for people to get into this show. And I don't know if, Kris, you can, you have a little bit of background in it too, but I'm going to tell our listeners what it is. So basically, you have 4 different tiers. You have a general admission, which gives you access to the grounds for between 3 and 7 p.m. So you get 4 hours starting at 3, and you get a little souvenir tasting glass and unlimited pours. So that's one of the old school beer fest, unlimited pours. You step that up to VIP, you get early access. You get out there an hour before everyone else at 2 p.m. You also get a souvenir glass. It's a little bigger glass, though.
It was a little bigger, yeah.
Okay, a little bigger glass. And you get exclusive VIP section with your own private bathrooms. Wow, that's what you really need. That's worth a VIP right there. No waiting in those long lines for the standard general admission. And then if you really want to step it up and go platinum VIP, that adds to everything you had before. Plus you get 2 cans of the Badass Beer Fest Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout. Nice. You also get exclusive whiskey tasting at the fest, which, wow, that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
And again, you get in there 2 p.m. early. That sounds good. And if you're not drinking, you're just there to support your loved one or your friends, and you don't want to drink, you want to be a designated driver, they also have a designated driver ticket that gets you in also between 2 and 7 p.m. So you get in an hour early if you're a designated driver. How's that work?
Well, I guess you would need to if you were the designated driver for a VIP.
Oh,
so
good point. Yeah, so you have to be in there early if it's VIP. Good point, Kris. You are a smart one. But that gets you unlimited non-alcoholic beverages and water.
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay, Kris. Tell us about Badass Beer Fest.
So Badass Beer Fest, this was the 11th year in a row for Badass Beer Fest. And this was a really cool, this was the first time that Tap the Craft individually has been invited by by Tampa Bay Brewing Company to come out, do interviews, enjoy the festival, that kind of thing. So I was really excited to get that message from them. And I was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just have to wing it, like we always do. So I was excited to go to this event. But then also too, I came to find out by a video from them of how this event got its name. Now, Dave Doble, who we've talked to on this show before, who we've had a lot of their beers before on the show as well. But also Dave is the owner of Tampa Bay Brewing Company. And he said that the reason that they started this event was because they wanted to have a get-together beer event to start showing off where they purchased the land to build their now production facility.
That's right. Yeah,
right?
That's right. Yeah.
And him and one of the people in their marketing department, or I think he called it the creative department, they were trying to come up with a name, and Dave was like, man, I'm usually really good at this. I just couldn't come up with anything. And he was like, I just want it to just be badass, right? Like those events where, you go in and it's unlimited pours and it's all these badass breweries from around the country. And that's what stuck.
There we go.
And I mean, simply put, and it's been a very effective name. And again, it's the 11th year that they've done this event. So we got to go out, set up a table and a tent just to kind of have a headquarters, so to speak, but it was just a place where I was storing all my stuff and kind of running away from the crowd if I needed to hide out or at all. And I think there were 60 plus breweries at the event,
Nice.
Everywhere from definitely plenty from the state of Florida, but Georgia, the Vale from Richmond, Virginia was there.
Nice.
There were breweries from I spoke to some guys from Massachusetts. Maryland breweries were there. There were breweries from all over the place. It was really impressive to see how far these breweries are coming um, to just come to this event. And man, it is just such a fun event. You could ride a mechanical shark if you wanted to. If you're in Florida, you either ride the mechanical shark or a mechanical alligator, right?
Okay.
But we got to run around and chat with a handful of breweries. Some of them were here in Florida, some of them were in, well, Massachusetts. I was really excited to be able to interview Christina Von Trapp from Von Trapp Brewing Company. She
Nice.
was actually there pouring her family's beer while she was in town for a couple of other things. So
Okay.
it was really cool just to see some new friend or see some old friends, make some new friends. I had a conversation with a brewery that I've been trying to get a hold of for a long time. And I don't want to mention a name because I don't want this to be taken in the wrong context. When I talked to him, he just said, I'm just not really he didn't use the word confident. I can't remember how he worded it. He goes, I'm just not really particular on doing interviews. He's like, I
Hmm.
don't think I'm really good at it. And I went, you know what? That's totally okay. The fact that you told me that, great. Then, I'll just drink more of your beer and learn more about it. And he goes, I appreciate that. Um,
So,
but
so how many interviews did you get?
I have 5 or 6 in my
Oh,
phone.
okay. Oh, okay. So it was done on your phone.
Yep.
And are these ones we're going to be able to put little segments into the podcast? Are you going to do
Possibly.
possibly? Okay.
Yeah, so I got a new microphone set up. I've got um uh it's great. It's a box that holds 4 microphones and a receiver. The receiver plugs into the bottom of your phone, and I have 4 lapel microphones that we were
Okay.
able to use um through all the interviews. The one mistake that I made that I didn't even think of is we were interviewing a brewery called Stellwagen Brewery out of Massachusetts. And
Hmm.
the two guys that I was talking to were trying to talk with people coming up to get beer, and I was talking to one of them, and then the other guy would pour beer, and then kind of flip flop, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
the table got kind of busy, and like they were pouring beer, so I was trying to talk with one guy, and the other guy's talking to people walking up to the table, and they've got their microphones on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there
So
was
you
a
got
little bit of section where we were just kind of talking over each other, but hey, learn for next time.
Uh, well, yeah. Well, maybe by any chance, is it able to segment each channel out individually, and then
I
maybe you
don't
can mute it
believe
out?
so.
You don't think so? It's all one
No,
channel?
no,
Okay.
it's because it was all done just kind of using the phone's camera. It wasn't running through anything special or an app or anything like that.
Okay.
Um, but I'll give it a shot and see what I can get
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I made some new stickers. Were you able to pass out some stickers while you were there?
Yep. So every person that we chatted with and interviewed, they got stickers. I handed them out to a couple of other breweries, a couple of people that were kind of in the same line of tents as we were.
Hmm.
Um, so out of the ones that you sent me, I probably handed out 20, 25 stickers yesterday and some of our cards with hey, scan our QR code to hop on a upcoming show.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. That'd be great if we
link
can get
to.
some
Yeah.
more interviews off of that. All
Yeah.
right. So how about is there one? I'm assuming you got to taste some of the beers while you were there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything that stuck out that you really was like, wow, this is fantastic? Do you remember?
So my first interview I did with these guys, uh, Dirty Ore Beer
Oh yeah,
Company.
I've heard. Yeah, we heard of Dirty Or before.
Yeah, I've had conversations with them in the past, and every year that I've been able to go to Badass, they've been there, and they just
Yeah.
they bring new beers, and they're always just delicious.
Mm.
And even their setup under their tent, like they had a table with 3 taps on the table, and it wasn't a jockey box, like it was actual taps. And then in the table they had glass washers in the table.
Mm.
I was like, you guys build this? Yeah, we just kind of we know we need to rinse glasses, and we don't want to have a bucket full of
Nice.
water and that kind of
No,
stuff.
that is fantastic because that's what a lot of people are doing, taking little pictures and trying to clean
Yeah,
glasses and
most tables had like spray bottles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good
Um,
idea.
so they had those, but these guys had a whole setup, man. They had a keg hooked up to their rinsers. They could rinse glasses and cups and stuff for you. So that
Wow.
was really cool.
Professionals, professionals.
Yeah. I mean, no one else had that. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, there were a lot of beers that I was able to taste. And Denny, I was telling you before we went live, I was just trying to remember what I tried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because some of them I was just kind of going around in the beginning, taking my time, and then I also had Tina show up at like 3 o'clock, and then it becomes a whirlwind from there because she'll talk to people, I'll talk to people, and
Hmm.
then um, you know, she'll end up getting sidetracked somewhere else. I'm like, I'm gonna go try some other beers, or she's like, I want this beer, I want to go try that one. I'm like, all right, let's go. Um, but we did. I know we spoke to a brewery called Ceremony Brewing. They're here in Florida. They brought a peach ring beer.
Okay.
That was definitely a good one. But I mean, I had anything from ESBs and milds to um, you know, IPAs, double IPAs, barrel aged stouts. I mean, seltzers. I mean, it was a heck of a spread as far as different beer options you could get. Lagers, Mexican lagers. I mean, it was a little bit of
Nice.
everything. So I was glad to see that it wasn't less like a sour and a double IPA fest. It was a little bit of everything from all over.
Okay. Okay. So did Miguel ever make it to the fest?
No, he went to something else here
Okay.
locally on Saturday, and
Okay.
so he was there was an event over at Coppertail with a couple other things going on
Hmm.
close by too, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go over there. It's closer to home, and it's been a little busy." So I
Okay.
was like, "Yeah, no biggie."
All right. Well, it sounds like a great time, and I'm looking forward to any of those interviews that we can actually put on the air to hearing them and sharing them with our listeners. So thank you, Kris, for going out and drinking beer for the team.
Yeah, if I have to go and drink beer for the team, I'm willing to sacrifice it. You know, took a day off of
Uh,
work, hung out
yeah.
with some beer friends, got to hang out with Tina for a few hours, and try some beers too. So,
Perfect.
yeah, it was a good time.
All right. Well, now we got done talking beer. We're going to talk about some beer school, some new
Beer
beer
school.
school. Beer Speak 101. This is our segment where we briefly define common and not so common beer terminology. In this episode, we're going to talk about two terms, two for the price of one, phenols and esters. They kind of go, like what's the difference between a phenol and an ester? You think they might be the same, but guess what? They're not the same. So we're going to go dive just a little bit into each one. Kris, I'll take the first one, the phenols, and I'll let you take the esters. All right?
Okay.
Okay. So phenols are flavor compounds that make your beer taste a little spicy, clove-like, smoky, or even a bit medicinal. Ooh, yuck. They come mainly from yeast during fermentation, especially Belgian yeast and some German wheat beer yeast. For example, that clove and banana combo you get in a Hefeweizen, that clove part comes from the phenols. So some examples: clove spicy, classic Hefeweizens and Belgian ales; smoky medicinal, sometimes found in Scottish ales or smoked beers; plastic Band-Aid like, I don't
No
want
thanks.
Band-Aid like, uh, can be a fault if not intentional, often from wild yeast or chlorine in the water. So yeah, the plastic and Band-Aid like stuff, I don't think that's ever a desired type
I don't know.
flavor you
Maybe
want in your
there's
beer.
somebody out there. It's like, I just love to chew on a good Band-Aid.
A good old Band-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. All right.
Just
So the quick
stuck on.
takeaway,
Yeah.
yeah, stuck on you. Yeah. So a quick takeaway is a green checkbox. This is what you want. The desired in some styles like Belgian and German wheat. The big O X. You don't want these off flavors that can be like in some IPAs and lagers. You don't want any of those phenols in those because that's not good. That means it's an off flavor from the yeast.
Denny, have you showed anybody your phenol?
No, that's private between me and my phenol. Sorry, Kris.
That was a little bit of a stretch, but I was like, I still got to. Still got to.
No, I showed my phenol to Esther.
Oh, yeah? I hear she liked it. Yeah, that's kind of her
Oh,
thing.
Esters is what's coming up. So why don't you
Yeah.
talk about
Well, let me
esters?
talk about Esther. She was checking out your phenol the other day. So esters are the fruity smells and the flavors that yeast produce when they're working hard. So when you taste hints of banana, pear, or even bubble gum in a beer, that's yeast at work making esters. Warm fermentation or certain yeast strains make more of them, while cold, clean fermentations, like in lagers, make fewer. So some examples of esters, you'll get some banana or bubblegum flavor in Hefeweizens, pear, apple, and stone fruit notes in Belgian ales and some British ales, and you get low to none of these if I could use my words today, low to none of these ester and flavors in clean lagers or American ales. So
Yeah.
a quick takeaway is that fruity flavors is probably from esters, spicy flavors are probably from phenols. And together, they shape a beer's yeast-driven flavor profile. If you think of beer like a fruit salad, the esters are the fruit aromas and the phenols are the spices sprinkled on top. So, depending on your yeast, you might get more banana and clove, like in a Hefeweizen, or almost none at all, like in a crisp Pilsner.
There we go. Beer Speak 101, the down and dirty about phenols and esters.
Or if you want
All
to get
right.
really specific, a phenol is an alcoholic benzene, according to Batgirl Jessie.
See, we're trying to keep it, on the easy level here. Now, Jesse just took it up to skyrocketed it
She
to
can't,
the.
well, she can't help it. It's just her brain giving off this information. You got to learn.
You know how hard it is to try to keep this stuff in without those big fancy words in it. It is tough. It's
I
tough.
Listen, when's the last time you used the word benzene?
Never.
Until today. I was 42 years old until I learned that I could use the word benzene. Anyway,
Okay.
so
What time is it, Kris?
it's beer tasting number one time, Denny.
It
And
is. Did you finish your beer?
I
Because I
did.
finished mine. So
I did.
okay, good. We're
So,
right on track. So our
mm.
first beer tasting is going to be from Druid City, the Neon Moon Berliner Weiss style ale with raspberry and mango. Oh yeah, I can't wait to try it. I haven't tried this yet. I've been dying to try it. 4.9% ABV, and Druid City doesn't have much of anything on their, like, no website or anything.
Really?
But what I did read on the side of the can is, guess who contract brews their beer?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Straight
So
to ale.
tell our listeners, yeah,
Yeah,
straight to
straight to
ale.
ale.
So no wonder I have a feeling the beer's going to be great because those guys brew some great beers. So,
Well,
and this is,
I was gonna say I got some insight on this beer already. Me personally,
oh,
I have already
okay.
had this, but I've got an expert.
Ooh, ooh, oh my
Druid City
gosh.
was bought by Straight to Ale, according to
Oh,
Jessie. She says she likes
oh.
this one. It's really good. Let it warm up a little bit. Now, Jessie, I'm gonna have to pick on you a little bit.
Hmm.
I can only take so much tasting information from a woman who likes her steak over well done.
I thought she made some jerky because that steak was like the Wild Frontier Mountain Man jerky,
That's saying a lot from a guy
hung to
who's a
dry,
vegetarian.
vegan, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
even more, right? She's like, it's okay. All right. So yeah, let's
Oh,
oh,
okay.
it
So the
smells so
aroma
good.
is so
Raspberry. It's big
raspberry.
raspberry.
It's so raspberry. It's like shooting raspberries up my nose. It's so strong. I cracked it open and started pouring it, and I could smell the raspberries from like a foot away. I mean, crazy amount of aroma. It smells
Mm,
incredible. Wow. I definitely. So it's it's orange in
yeah.
color.
And, translucent, so we got some light coming
Yeah,
through it.
it's got some
Unless
light, but it is pretty hazy. but it is Berliner Weiss, so it is a wheat beer, so it's German wheat. So of course it's going to be a bit on the hazy side. But yeah, it's a nice orange color, which throws me off because I smell all the raspberries. I want it to be,
Yeah, a little pink.
pink.
So,
Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
so Jesse, this is for you, so we can be consistent with our yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So what do you
So
got?
50 degrees on the nose.
Is
I mean,
that
you
from the top?
that's from the top, and you can't get
Okay, let me
much
see.
better as far as tasting temperature goes for just about any beer at 50 degrees.
Okay, I'm at 40. I'm at 48.
Well,
Let
it
me
is a
let
little
mine
cold.
warm up.
It is a little colder in Boise, I'm sure. And 55 on the side.
I'm 55 on the side too.
Oh,
It's
perfect.
weird that both
It's time to
of our.
drink. Let's
All
take
right,
a
I'm gonna
sip
take
of this thing.
yeah, we'll take a sip now because go ahead, Chris, and we'll take a sip now. We know it's about 48 in my glass, 50 on Chris's.
Slightly tart fruit juice.
Yeah,
And then a little
very
dry at
fruity.
the end.
100% dry.
Mm-hmm.
The dryness happens not at the end. The dryness happens like right in the mid.
Well,
It
then,
gets like fruity. Like a sip is like, ooh, it's all fruit in my mouth, and then it goes right to dry like right away. It's
yeah.
which is
And
nice.
I mean, that was well, the top of the glass is here, but that was just first sip. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to drink more of it now.
Yeah, yeah. And as far as tartness or sourness,
Very
very
mild.
minimal.
Yeah.
Like very minimal. It just has you can feel it's like Chris said, it's like you're drinking some fruit juice that has a little bit of that ferment, like you're drinking pineapple juice that has that feeling of a little tartness in there. It's like that. It's just you're getting the raspberry tartness, not a lot of no acidity. Is that right? Is that the right
Yeah.
word?
So it's hardly much acidity at all.
Yeah, yeah. But it tastes just like it smells, raspberry.
Yeah, it really
Now,
does.
now I'm maybe when it warms up, we'll get some of that mango in there as well. And maybe that's what she means by let it warm up a little bit, and you'll get more flavor out of it. But the cold flavor is really good.
Hmm.
Raspberry punch. Okay, I don't know what else to say. It's super good. This is a sour that I could drink more than one,
Yeah, most definitely.
and I might have two. It reminds me. Remember when I mentioned that I went to Jim Dandy and I had two sours that now I can't remember the beer, but the beer was so good that I had 3 pints of that beer the
Oh
weekend
yeah.
that I was there. I had a pint the night before. I had 2 pints the second night because it was so good. This is a beer like that. It's got it's it says it's a sour, but in reality it's just a good beer with good flavor and good fruitiness. And you drink one and because it is dry, you could drink another one right afterwards and not get a sour stomach either. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Dan and Jesse. This beer is fantastic, and I'm glad I finally got to drink it. I'm looking forward to drinking that next glass as well, or a can when I get done with this one,
And then she
but not
said good
tonight.
night, guys.
You're going to bed? All right. Good night, Jesse.
Hmm.
It was good. All right. Well, that's our tasting. Short and sweet.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I'll wait until I drink more of it when it gets warmer. Right now,
Yeah. Same.
I'm going to say 4.5 cap rating. What'd you rate it? Did you already rate it?
I don't remember to be honest with you, but I'd
Okay.
probably be that 4.25, 4.5.
Yes. Okay. Say it again. You locked up the.
4.25, 4.25, 4.5, somewhere
Okay.
in there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, 4.5 right now. Let me get it a little warmer, and then I might change that up. Whew, got that
Ooh,
out of the way.
feel better?
All right. Well, now it's time for the brew buzz. We're flying right through this show. And the Brew Buzz is a vote discussing various related topics. This week, we're going to learn about the history of Veterans Day as well as how we can link it to craft beer. So, Chris, you and I, we'll just go ahead and we'll just bounce through uh, each segment, and we'll talk about it. All right. So, as some of you know, I am not only a beer enthusiast, I am also a U.S. Navy submarine veteran. So, this Brew Bus segment, honoring veterans and linking craft beer to those who have served our country, is a bit special for me. We are raising a glass to the men and women who have served our country, and we're going to talk about how that same spirit, teamwork, grit, and passion shows up in the craft beer world, too. We'll dive into a little history of Veterans Day, spotlight some awesome veteran-owned breweries, and shout out a few beers brewed by vets for vets. So grab that pint and let's get into it. All right, Kris. Let's go into a quick toast to the history of Veterans Day.
Most definitely. So before we get into the beer side of things, let's rewind for a second. Now, what's the story behind Veterans Day? So Veterans Day actually started out as Armistice Day. It marked the end of World War I when the fighting stopped on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. It was the war to end all wars, and that's why we still celebrate it on November 11th. Originally, it was about honoring World War I veterans, but in 1954, President Eisenhower, himself a vet, renamed it Veterans Day to honor all who've served past and present. And just to be clear, it's not Memorial Day. Memorial Day honors those who have given their lives in service. Veterans Day celebrates everyone who served, whether they're still with us or not. So it's really a day about gratitude, reflection, and connection. And if that happens over a shared pint, all the better.
That's right. That's right. I love going out on Veterans Day and having a beer, not only because a lot of times I get a free beer or at least a discounted beer. I remember one year at Mad Swede, they gave us $1 off of every pint that we bought, which was nice, right? I'll take $1 off every pint without being happy hour, because they didn't have a happy hour, so that was even better.
Oh, man.
All right, so veterans and craft beer, which is a natural pairing. It's no surprise that a lot of veterans end up in the craft beer scene. The same stuff that makes you good in the military, such as discipline, teamwork, and a sense of mission, also makes for a pretty great brewer. Running a brewery is like running a tight ship. You've got to be organized, adaptable, and ready to clean something constantly. That's so true, especially in the Navy. You know, when I was in the Navy, my first couple years, I thought I was just a glorified deck swabber. You know, I did a lot of mopping. I got really good at mopping.
I bet.
All right. Plus, that camaraderie from the service, you feel it again in the beer community, and that is also true. I feel like the closeness that I had when I was in the military, I feel that same closeness as that tight knit community of craft brewers. So it's a perfect fit. Everyone's helping each other out, trading recipes, collaborating. It's the same we're in it together type vibe. So yeah.
So what's we can okay, hang on. I need a beer.
Take a sip. Yeah.
Okay, let's try this again. So let's spotlight. That's what I was trying to get out. Let's spotlight some veteran-owned breweries. So we can shine a light on some awesome breweries that are veteran-owned and doing great stuff. Let's start up north. The 14th Star Brewing Company in St. Albans, Vermont. It was founded by Army vets who literally wrote their business plan while deployed in Afghanistan. And their mission? Brew great beer and give back to their community. They brew a beer called Valor Ale, where proceeds go towards veterans charities. It's a hoppy amber ale with 4 varieties of American hops and brewed year-round. On their website, they discuss the story of Valor, and they say one of the greatest fears a soldier can have is that his sacrifices will be for naught. We pledge that every day we're in business is a day to remember, honor, and show our appreciation for those who ask so little, yet give so much.
Yeah. So when I was doing some searches for veteran-owned breweries and stuff, this is the first one that came up that really that's why I have it number one. I really like the fact that they brew a year-round beer called Valor. For that quote that Kris read at the end there, that's a quote from their website. Um, and it just shows that every time you see Valor go out, get a glass of Valor, you're recognizing and honoring all those soldiers out there, so they won't be forgotten. So yeah, that's why I put that. I had never heard of 14 Star Brewing, but now if I go to Vermont, I'm going to go visit because I want to go experience that for myself, as well as this next brewery we're going to talk about. This one really interests me too. I hadn't heard of this one, but now I want to go out to Georgia and visit. So what we have next is Service Brewing Company out of Savannah, Georgia. It was founded by Kevin Ryan, who is a West Point graduate. His tap room's full of repurposed military gear, and it's like a craft beer armory in there. They employ a bunch of veterans, and they are big on supporting service organizations. It's right in the name, Service Brewing. They donate a portion of the revenue to charities that support servicemen and women and first responders. Each season, as they launch a new beer, they also announce a new charity to whom they will dedicate their taproom fundraising efforts. A portion of every beer sold is donated to the chosen charity for the entire season of fundraising. The goal is not only financially assist these organizations, but also to educate their community and consumers about the great work these charities are doing. Since their launch on July 24, 2014, they have raised over $350,000 for local, regional, and national organizations. That is incredible.
That's amazing.
That's 10 basically 10 years, 11 years. 35 or $350,000 is no joke, right? That's a lot of money that they've given back into the community. So that's another one that both those breweries. If I have a chance to go visit them, I want to go visit them. Looking at especially the Service Brewing, looking at the brewery photos and stuff. I want to go and see all this memorabilia and stuff they have. Like the whole place is decorated, with things honoring the service military. And
I've never gone to visit Savannah, Georgia, but we could make it a trip.
Yeah, we should do that.
Make it a trip. All right. So next on the list, we've got a couple more. We've got Veterans United Craft Brewery down up in Jacksonville, Florida for me.
Sorry.
The founder, Ron Gamble, was a Navy flight officer, and most of their staff are veterans. In Virginia Beach, Virginia, you've got Young Veterans Brewing Company. Their whole lineup has that military flair. Jet Noise Double IPA, Pineapple Grenade Hefeweizen, Night Vision Stout, Goat Locker Breakfast Stout. If you can't tell, these folks have some fun with it. So They also keep the mission front and center. They host tons of community events and fundraisers for vets. And next, we've got Bear Island Brewing in Boise, Idaho. Here's how they describe the brewery. At Bear Island Brewing, we believe in crafting community one pint at a time. It only takes one pint to start a conversation, to make a friend, to encourage someone who needs it, or to celebrate an occasion. We understand a life of service requires hard work, which is why our authentic, family, and veteran-owned business has been diligently at work since 2014. Proud to have served our country, and now be home serving our community.
Yeah. So that one is one here close to me that, and I enjoy Bear Island Brewing's beer. Eventually I'm going to get Beth, interviewed on the show. I was trying to get her on a few years back, and then things got busy, and I'm not good at scheduling brewery interviews.
So you don't have to be good. You just go here.
Just go to this website, and maybe I'll do that next time I see her.
Or just go, hey, what's a good number for you? I'll take care of the rest from there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But yeah, there's just a few. There's a lot of breweries out there that are veteran owned or support the military and stuff. I just picked out a few that were notable. There's one other one that that's starting. He's a submariner, and he's I think it's called Submersible Brewing or something like that. But he was serving when we first started it. He was in Washington, where sub base where I was at, and he then relocated somewhere else. And they basically have a plan to open a brewery, but they hadn't got to that point yet. I need to check and see if he's made any progress. But I think he was getting stationed over on the East Coast, and they're making a move a while back. But yeah, there's a few breweries. All right. So now we're going to finish this brew buzz off. Yeah, we're already done. We're going to have a little reflection, and that's why I've got this section. So what's Veterans Day mean to me now? Well, honestly, it's all about connection. I think we saw that a lot in the descriptions these breweries put in there, is connecting with each other, connecting with the community, sharing that pint and just interacting. One of the things I am part of the Mission 43, which is a local veterans group here in Idaho, and I enjoy going out to their events and having a beer and visiting with some military folks that I've never met before, and finding out what their story is. So it's all about connection. It's a chance to remember the guys I served with, the people who sacrificed more than I had to, and the community we still have. It's nice to see our community reflected in something as simple as sharing a pint. So wherever you are this Veterans Day, whether you're raising a pint at home or at your local brewery, or maybe even at a VFW hall, take a second to thank a vet and maybe even buy them a beer. And to all the veterans out there listening, thank you for your service.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. All right. Well, man, we're on to our second beer tasting, but Kris, we haven't finished our first beer tasting yet.
So the mango did start showing up a little bit more.
It does. It does show up in the finish.
But it's kind of interesting how, as this beer does get warmer, you go from colder temperature and you get a lot of those raspberry flavors, and then you get the beer starts to warm up, and then that mango shows up. Like I just said,
I agree.
It kind of changes and transitions.
I agree, Kris. That's my exact words. Is cooler, raspberry is all over the place. Warmer, raspberry is at the tip, and then it then becomes the mango show. I think pretty much.
Mango show.
Yeah, it does. The mango comes on strong, because it's got that little sweeter. I won't say sweeter. That. The mango type flavor.
It's definitely more of a sweet flavor. Yeah,
it is kind of sweeter. I think it is. Yeah,
because the raspberries,
sweeterness.
Those raspberries have the sweet, but also have that tartness to it as well. And mango can be candy sweet if you get a nice ripe one. So, yeah, but I really enjoyed this beer. So again, thank you, Dan and Jesse, for sending this out to us.
Yeah, the beer was good all the way through. I didn't get a temperature gauge at the last bit, but Jesse is absolutely correct.
81. Yeah, so it's kind of...
Jesse's absolutely correct. Letting this beer warm up makes a big difference. It definitely is. You get more flavor out of it.
But you also get more tart notes out of it, too. So you're getting more of the mango as it warms up, but there's still more of that kind of tart flavor on the palate, too. I don't know how, at least it's what it's doing to me.
Yeah. Okay. It's still a great beer. If you can get beer. Some Druid City that now is owned by Straight to L.
Yeah, some little Neon Moon.
Yeah, little Neon Moon. Go get that beer. It's fantastic.
You can sing a Brooks and Dunn song too.
Brooks and Dong?
Listen. Maybe these beers are starting to kick in.
Damn.
Brooks and Dong. Yeah, you didn't ever watch those guys? They showed off their phenols too.
To Esther. All right, Kris. I didn't pull out my pumpkin beer, so it's probably super cold.
Yeah, mine's still in the cooler under the ice pack too.
But we do have our next beer. This is from Pontoon Brewing, as Kris is showing there. Great artwork.
Glare. There we go.
I definitely love what Pontoon does.
Yeah, this is a good one.
It is stealing. Some Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown characters with
Yeah, yeah, but
Kind of. It's
they've so listen, they've got the otter in there too, but then they've got a
yeah.
character from one of my favorite Halloween movies, Sam.
What's Sam?
So Sam is from a movie called Trick or Treat.
Oh, really? Trick or
Yeah,
treat?
and it's one I don't really like scary movies like Friday the 13th, Halloween, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Trick or Treat it was fun, it was funny, but it was also kind of scary and creepy all at the same time. Um, so it's honestly one of my favorites.
Okay. What about what year was it out? Was it in the 80s?
2008 or
Oh, 2000.
2013. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
wow.
pretty
So it's
recent
not
one.
that old.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, Pontoon Brewing's Great Pumpkin Spice Imperial Brown Ale comes in at 8% ABV, 25 IBUs. They say, good grief, the Great Pumpkin Spice is finally here. This Imperial Brown Ale is chock full of real pumpkin, cinnamon, pumpkin spice, vanilla, and lactose. Sweet, creamy, and as basic as they get.
Oh, excuse me.
So, yeah, so this was a 16-ounce can, 8%, not too bad. Imperial Brown. I'm looking forward to this. When I pulled this out of the box when we first received it, I was all giddy. Um, and I'm not a huge pumpkin spice beer
Whoa.
fan, but it's an Imperial. If I'm gonna have a pumpkin spice beer, it's gonna be a porter, a stout, or a
Oh
brown ale.
yeah.
Is my favorite. It's not, something that has
So
some flavor to it.
I'll tell you this when I pulled this out of the box that Craig from Pontoon sent over to us, I was a little kind of on the fence about it because like you said, hey, you're not really a huge pumpkin beer fan, and I know that some of them from my perspective, some of them can be hit or miss. Some of them can be just kind of meh, or some of them
Hmm.
can just be just it's pumpkin spice overload, and I can't do it. Um, But the fact that they couldn't drink this on the show with us because it had sold out in the tasting
Yeah,
room,
yeah,
man, I felt kind of my privilege was showing a little bit. Um, but the just I was like, well, wow, we have beers that the folks at the brewery can't even get
can't
right
get.
now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
So
only after a month or whatever, a few, it's not even that long,
yeah,
right?
the beers got to us probably I want to say the last week of September. And we did our conversation with Pontoon uh the 13th of October,
Hmm.
something like that. So, but
Okay,
this thing
so
pours dark.
yeah, it pours dark. It's like it's an imperial porter, but it looks like a stout.
Oh, that's an Imperial Brown
I mean,
Ale.
imperial.
Like that?
Ooh, me drink another beer, imperial
Yeah.
brown, but it looks like it pours like a stout.
Add this
So
8%
it's
onto it. It'll even you out.
so nutmeg on the nose.
So did so in the beer, pumpkin, cinnamon, pumpkin spice, vanilla, and lactose.
So I get nutmeg is like a strong, and some cinnamon underneath there.
I'm gonna toss out a spice just because nobody ever gives it any credit. Mace, because that's in pumpkin
Mace.
spice.
You're right. Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if I smell it, Denny, but I'm just like, I want to
No,
sound
but no,
cool.
mace is like nutmeg. There could be some mace in there, but it smells good. It's not too strong. It blends in with some
Oh,
toasted malt in there. And have you already taken a sip?
I did. I
Okay,
can't like you and
talk
I.
about it then.
Well, these so the head on this too is like almost chocolate milk brown. Um, and you and I will pour a beer and we'll get ready and we're like, oh yeah, the head on it is this color, and man, it's solid brown all the way through. I just get to the point where I go, screw it. I'm just gonna taste it. If
Yeah,
he sees
taste
me
it.
do it, who cares?
No, it's fine. No, but it's it's. I like the fact that it's not over the top spice.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Um, but I
you
like
taste
that
the beer. You taste the
yeah,
beer.
and I like that you can get the roast out of it. The roast
Hmm.
and you can definitely get that earthiness and a little bit of sweetness from the pumpkin.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. And it's I'm sure it's going to
And
give
you,
it.
well, you also get the thickness of it too. I think it's
Hmm.
adding some texture to the beer, giving it a little bit extra, uh, you know, girth to it.
A
It's,
little, a
I mean,
little bit you like a
it's a
little girth in
thick.
your mouth, buddy?
Yeah, the mouthfeel is definitely heavier than you would get with a brown or an imperial brown. Even imperial browns, they typically are not. They're still
Yeah, they're
thinner.
definitely lighter.
This one, I have some thickness in there, right? It's that pumpkin is adding some some of that
Viscosity. There we
viscosity
go.
to it. Yeah, yeah.
Some body to it.
This is really good.
Yeah.
Um,
To me, this is the Matt Griffo. Thank you. Mace is the outside of nutmeg.
There we go. See, I said
Hmm.
kind of nutmeg like. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I think mace is like nutmeg. It could be mace. So there we
Yeah.
go. So Matt
Um,
Griffo is coming with the facts.
that's right. Putting that bakery knowledge to use. Thanks, buddy. Um, but no, this beer is let's sit around a bonfire in jeans and hoodies in the middle of autumn. Like that's exactly the kind of beer I would want to be drinking if we were hanging out, uh, having a couple beers around the bonfire, just enjoying time with friends, enjoying a nice cool fall evening like we're having right now in Florida. It's going to be cold in the morning. Um, like 30s cold.
Really? It's gonna get
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like we're bringing plants in tonight.
Oh,
I know, such is life. It was 90 degrees at the beach yesterday.
and then 30. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, it's nice and dark and roasty and a little bit of spice and a little bit of creaminess and that vanilla, just a little bit of
Creamy.
sweetness. Yeah,
It's
it's
got creaminess too. It's got the vanilla. Yeah, it's got everything. And what it doesn't have is any alcohol burn.
alcohol burn. Yeah.
And that is something that in an imperial brown ale that you often can get. Now, keep in mind, imperial brown ale is not a common beer.
Yeah.
But when I've had higher ABV brown ales, because sometimes it's hard to keep that alcohol, burn from showing up, it kind of gives a little bit of heat. This one doesn't have the heat. Now, maybe it's because they put in that lactose, they put in some other things that kind of like mask it so it doesn't come up strong. But I wouldn't have felt that this was any more than like 5%. To be honest with you,
No, this
it
is an
doesn't
easy
feel.
drinker.
Yeah, this is easy drinker. The spices aren't too much, which is what for me. This is my kind of pumpkin spice beer when the
Oh
spices
yeah.
aren't overwhelming the beer. For my wife, which you may not have seen, or maybe you did. I My first pour was into a little taster to save for Sarah
Nice.
because she told me I want some of that beer. So I poured hers first into the taster in my cooler, and now I'm drinking, mine. And for her, she's gonna say, "Yeah, I don't like it, not enough spice," but I think it's really good.
No, well, and I know with her specifically, she loves that big
Hmm.
spice, like that pumpkin spice just hit.
Yeah,
And I do appreciate that in some form or fashion, but I also want to taste the beer too.
yeah, yeah. There is a little bit of sweetness in this. Um, there is some sweetness that comes out. Maybe that's that lactose is giving a little extra sweetness bump in the mid to finish. But it's also drying, so you get that sweetness
Yeah.
feel. But at the end, your tongue is dry and it's it wants more moisture because it does finish dry too. So it's like a magical Halloween type beer right here.
Yeah, it's not I always end up thinking about those pumpkin oh, I'm gonna call it pumpkin spice again, but like
Mhm.
I just always remember them being super sweet or just
Yeah,
cloying
yeah.
or they use way too much lactose or I don't know or like maple flavoring in it or something like that. That this is a lot more approachable to maybe even have a second one. if it's that kind of night.
This is one um, that I could have a second beer of.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've never said before. Well, I take it back. I could probably have a second one of
Mythic.
Mythic's Pumpkin. Oh my
Yep.
gosh, that was so good.
Yep.
So between Mythic, which is a different beer than this one,
Yeah.
these two beers are probably the only two pumpkin beers that I would say, yeah, I'll have another one after
Mm,
I had the first one, um, which
okay.
is saying a lot because I don't, I drink one pumpkin ale and I'm done for a week.
Yeah. Yeah. That's enough pumpkin. We'll get back to it next year.
Yeah. All right. Well, great beer.
Yeah.
Um, if
God.
you're able to get Pontoon Brewing in your area next year, go grab this before it's all gone because
Yeah,
it's a
most
good one.
definitely. Or, September. Don't wait till October because again, we were lucky enough to get cans shipped to us
Yeah.
from the brewery, and then that made me laugh. The night of the day of the show, Craig's like, "Hey, so we don't have any more of the pumpkin beer, so we can't taste it on the show." And thank God, because we were 3 beers in anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it worked out. It worked out well.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I'm going to save my half a glass to finish the show off with. Drink
yeah.
as we go.
Oh, I still got a little bit
Uh,
in the can too. Good Lord.
wow. Wow.
Oh,
So
amateur.
uh, I forgot to mention, I apologized. We were supposed to have a guest on
Oh yeah,
this
yeah.
episode. Now, the good news is they gave us a week's notice
And
that they
ex
weren't
and
going
ex
to make it.
and an extremely just acceptable reason. I was
Yeah.
actually, I think I told you or I told Tina, I was like, I'm pissed off and excited for these guys all at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. So they sent us an email saying, "Hey, we, you know, we're
We're supposed to be on the show
yeah, we're supposed to
on
be on
the
the
on the
show,
10th.
and but we're gonna have to cancel because the for twofold. It's kind of it's a bittersweet ending, but they decide they're having their third baby. Is they're expecting a third baby, and they decided they wanted to focus more on their family. So at the end of the year, they were going to close down their business and just focus on the family. And they didn't think that it would be, suit either of us to interview for their company and then have it closed down in a month later. So their hearts weren't into it, and I appreciate that because nothing's worse than doing an interview and then get everyone excited for a product and then not be able to get it when
Yeah.
when they're no longer in business. So, but they told us a week ahead, which was great because it gave me the opportunity to plan for this show, which is perfect because Veterans Day is tomorrow, and I threw on threw together a Veterans Day episode to to support and celebrate the veterans out there. But I also really appreciate that they didn't just wait to the last minute and the day of and tell us we're not coming, and then have us scramble to put a show together because that
Yeah.
was
Well,
nice.
it definitely was. And right now they're and I'm gonna put them in our comments here too, but Brewed and Bread Apparel was
Hmm.
who we were supposed to have on. That's Brewed BREWEDANDBRED.com. Brewed and Bread. They make uh dog focused craft beer shirts,
Okay.
koozies, that kind of thing too.
Okay.
Um, and they basically make the back of their t-shirts like the one that I'm seeing on their website now is for their Golden Retriever Tail Chaser Cream Ale, and it's like a beer label on the back of the shirt. And I saw them popping up on social media, and I was like, oh, this would be a cool company to kind of
Yeah.
check out. Let's see if we can get them on the show with us. And they are, if you want to, they are running their Black Friday stuff now. Like all their shirts are $20.
Oh,
So like
wow.
if you're a
Good
dog
price.
fan, like I'm getting ready to hop on here in a bit to check them out. Um, so if you're a dog fan and you like beer, they have some really just classic looking artwork. You can go check them out. See, maybe get yourself a new t-shirt, get yourself um, new dog shirt. And if you're so inclined, yeah, they got the beer tote bags and koozies and t-shirts and uh, for a little bit of everything as far as breeds go. So if you want to go check them out and you know help them progress to that closing up shop, a little extra money for
Yeah.
diapers and formula, man, because I know it isn't cheap. Um, but they've got a couple of dozen different breeds available, a couple. I mean, they've got special ones for Halloween. Like they got all kinds of stuff on their website. So,
Yeah,
um,
I'll put a link in the show notes to their website to go get some discount T-shirts before they not available anymore.
yeah,
So
I
look
think
for
they're
that.
pretty cool. Like me personally, I'd wear them. I think they're pretty cool shirts.
Yeah, yeah. But with that being said, we do have another interview coming up
We
for
do.
December 8th. Chris Hankey and I said Hankey. Is that
I would go with that.
Hank?
Yeah, Hanky. Yeah,
That was the natural pronunciation. And Brian Hink from Wanderback Brewworks out of Vineland, New Jersey. They'll be joining us on the 8th of December to talk about their brewery. So look forward to that. No feedback for last episode and no voicemails. You guys are letting us down. Come on. Eric Scotty Ward, you okay? You're not sick, are you?
I texted him on Thursday or Friday. So as of Thursday or Friday last week, I know he's okay.
Okay. Okay. Good. I just want to make sure he's okay. He's doing well.
Hmm. We'll
But
probably
yeah,
get. I was gonna say we'll probably get text messages at like 5:45 tomorrow morning.
when he's watching the show live
Yeah.
or the recorded show, not live but recorded. But if you want to leave us a voicemail, we'd love to hear your voicemail. 208-536-2359. Too many numbers because you've been drinking too many of these Pontoon Great Pumpkin Spice ales. Then
Yeah.
how about 208-53 oddly? Leave us a voicemail. We'd love to hear what you're drinking. Give us feedback, topics, whatever you want to do. Drunk dial us. We're okay with
Drunk
everything.
dials are the best. They really are. If you
Just ask us.
guys, well, if if you guys are willing to drunk dial us, that just makes our day.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
not anyone else's but mine, I think it's I think it's fantastic.
yeah. But if you're too shy, that's okay. You can leave us an email at taptocraft@gmail.com, or you can leave us a post on our Facebook page, facebook.com/taptocraft. Don't forget, we do have a website out there at taptocraft.com. Um, but yeah, that's how you can contact us. Chris, are you prepared?
No, I'm
Because
looking at their
we need to.
t-shirts.
What?
So I'm looking at their t-shirts. Sorry. I'm
All right.
prepared.
Well, we're going to continue this conversation because now it's time to untap the craft and see where listeners are drinking according to Untapped.
All right. So remember, guys, if you want us to read your check-ins, make sure you follow me on Untapped at No, just kidding. That was the old username. I just got done editing all the videos where we talked about that, so it's still kind
Oh,
of fresh in my brain.
yeah.
No, K9 Hops on Untapped, the letter K, the number 9, HOPS, and we'll read your check-ins on our Untapped the Craft segment. And starting about 8 hours ago, Jordan Cohen is drinking an Admit Nothing by Aslan Beer Company at Aslan Beer Company. He said, simply really heavy pineapple. I like it. 4 cap rating for that beer. Admit Nothing from Aslan Beer. Alex Fuchs is drinking a name I can't read. Sorry, buddy, it's in Hebrew. But from New Pioneer Brewing Company, checking into that one at home. He gave it a 5 cap rating, so like I kind of wish I knew what it was. But I'll click on it and see it is a India Pale Lager from New Pioneer
Oh,
Brewing Company.
okay.
5 cap rating for that one from Alex. And then moving on up, we've got Emily Allen checking into
Hmm.
a Lime Snaps by Other Half Brewing Company. Uh, she gave it 4 1/4 caps and she wrote Limey Blimey. So that's the Lime Snaps by Other Half Brewing Company. Let's see who else is on our list. Will D is drinking. Ooh, I haven't had this one in a while. Is drinking a Sugar original
Oh,
recipe by
I,
Lagunitas Brewing Company.
so Sarah grabbed me a 6 pack of that, and guess what? It's
What?
not. It doesn't taste like the original.
Well, of course it doesn't.
I was like, she brought that home, like, oh, honey, it's awesome. And I popped one open. I'm like, it's not the same.
You were
It's close,
disappointed.
but not, yeah, because it wasn't the same as brown sugar.
Mm,
I was so disappointed. It
I
was
know.
like, it was close, but not the same.
Yeah, I know the feeling. We're because that one was an epic beer.
It was awesome. That and Lagunitas sucks. Those two beers
Yeah.
are
Um,
great.
and not only the beers themselves, but a lot of the times the stories behind them too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Um, what was the investigation shutdown that they
Shut
had
down
to?
ale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fantastic beers and brown sugar and what was the other one you just said?
Lagunitas sucks.
Oh,
That was a
Lagunitas sucks.
year. Yeah, because what they did is they would only do the brown sugar every other year
Yeah.
because it took so much tank space. They didn't want to do it every year. And in a year that they were supposed to have it, something happened where they couldn't get something didn't work, and they couldn't brew it, and so they brewed the beer that replaced it. They called it
Yeah.
Lagunitas sucks because we sucked because we didn't bring brown sugar that year, and it was
Yeah.
great. I think it almost, to be honest with you, I think more people loved Lagunitas sucks than they did brown sugar. That both those beers are just incredible beers.
But just the stories behind some of the beers that
Yeah,
they specifically have, I absolutely love those.
yeah.
I really hope they're all true. All of
I think they
them.
are. I think
All
they are.
right. Bill Schlemmer is drinking a Pickle Brew by Venture Brewing Company. He said it's interesting. It's saltier than expected, along with less dill pickle tartness than I expected. I kind of like it. 3 3/4 caps for that pickle brew. Art Warcheck is checking into a Snorkel Squad by Hop Butcher for the World.
Nice.
I had some of their beer yet a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I want to try Hot Butcher. I hear nothing but good things from them.
So, what was his name? Justin Mitchell. He owes me a beer.
Okay.
He was with Hop Butcher. He owes me a beer because I'm not going to say why,
Okay.
because I don't want anybody getting in trouble. But
Yeah.
yeah, Hot Butcher for the World. I got to try a couple of their 2 or 3 of their beers
Yeah.
the other day, and every one I've ever had, they're great. They're like the treehouse of the Midwest.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I hear. I hear that they just make some great beer and nothing they brew is bad.
Yeah. So we've got Snorkel Squad by Hot Butcher, 4 cap rating, no notes to go along with it. Emily Allen, you're busy on the beers today, my dear. Checking into a Just Fruit Strawberry Banana Peach by Frequentum Brewing Company. She said, drinking tonight to toast 15 years gone by without my beautiful baby cousin. I hope you found your peace. Rest in
Oh,
peace. But gave a 5 cap rating for this beer from um, Frequentum Brewing Company. It's not a beer, not a brewery I've heard of ever before,
no.
but they are out of Canandaigua, New York. So they are in the southern tier area, so like
Oh,
southwest
yeah.
New York. Well, yeah, southwest New York. All right, so next on the list is going to be Mr. Jeff Weisse checking into Moo Juice S'more by Brow Brothers. Light to medium body, great malt profile with notes of vanilla and chocolate. Nice smooth finish. Cheers, Jeff. He gave it a 4.5 cap rating for his Moo Juice S'more from Brow Brothers. Chad Lamassa checking into a brewery that I didn't get any of yesterday. Vitamin C Brewing. I didn't get any of them on
Were they
Saturday. They
there?
were there
Oh,
out of Weymouth, Massachusetts, and usually great beers. I have had zero Vitamin C Brewing beers. That's sad. But Chad is checking into their Tropical Envy. He said it's tropical, hoppy, and a little boozy. 4 cap rating for his check-in about 3 hours ago. Oh, Eric Scotty Ward.
Oh,
We
there
know
we
he's
go.
okay. So he checked into this
Okay,
beer
good.
3 hours ago. I had this beer, I believe last year. No, not this one, but it was one of their barrel-aged cuvées from Fremont Brewing.
Oh,
Their Coalescence barrel-aged cuvée from 2024. And it was canned in September of 2024. He said, I may have let it sit too long, not getting the barley wine or coconut, drinking at
oh,
54
yeah.
degrees and only get dark roasty flavor, maybe a touch of barrel. That's kind of disappointing, Eric, because I know that beer that you gave 3 1/4 caps to,
Hmm.
you probably got from Tavor.
Yeah,
And that
yeah,
means you
yeah. I
might have paid a
imagine that's
premium
where he
for it.
got it. Yeah.
Um, that
Coconut never stays in beer. So anything that's aged, if you have this coconut, you gotta drink that kind of fresh.
Yeah,
It falls
coconut.
out
And
fast.
then
It
I'm
falls out
sure
fast.
something tells me there's something to do with coffee in there too.
Probably, and the
Maybe.
coffee will fall out too.
And coffee is
Um,
a one of those flavors that falls out fast. So,
yeah, yeah.
oh my gosh, they gave the whole hop bill on the thing. Um, Coalescence is an exclusive blend of bourbon barrel aged stout, vanilla barrel aged stout, bourbon barrel aged golden barley wine, and porter with coconut. So there's not coffee in it, but plenty of roasty notes in there to
And
have
and
coffee.
keep in mind, it was porter with coconut as one of the blended beers, so it's going to be very little
Uh,
coconut to begin with. It's
well,
like three beers, three, like at least two big barrel aged beers, and then a coconut porter. So yeah,
so it's diluted anyway.
yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah, the other flavor is gonna take precedence over the coconut for
Well,
sure.
and I'm sitting over here going, well, I don't know, September 2024 wasn't that long ago. Oh yeah, that was over a year ago. I'm completely lost in the fact that, hey, guess what? There's 45 days till Christmas. That means there's about 50
I
what?
yeah, it's Christmas time. I should have my Christmas tree lights turned on. It's still there.
Oh,
I
you
never took
can't
it
see
down.
it. Damn it. My
What?
damn green
What is that in
screen.
your hand?
Eh, Stupid green screen. Oh, here. I just made this on the 3D printer. This counts, right?
A
Yeah.
snowman.
Yeah, we're getting ready for
Oh,
Christmas.
Kris, that was hilarious
That
when
was
you
funny.
passed that tree over and it just kind of like it was like a predator. The
He liked
predator
that.
was like
It
going through
was,
the
yeah.
screen.
I'm waiting for the chirping noise. It's even
Oh,
the
that's
jungle
funny.
too, right? Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That just made my day.
yeah,
So
that was good.
yeah, well, I'm sorry to hear that that he didn't have, he wasn't.
Well, that was was it a 12-ounce can or a 16-ounce can?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because their bottles are now like $38.
Here you go.
Oh, looks good. That looks
Yeah.
good, Kris. Yeah.
And you can put a little tea light in
Light
it
in
and it
there.
lights up,
Yeah.
right? So
Sweet.
we're getting ready for Christmas over here, even though again it was 90 degrees outside.
But I've stopped buying those because they still sell them in 22-ounce bottles too,
Really? Okay.
and
Yeah,
and,
'cause
and they're $28 to $36 a bottle, and
yeah.
I just, even though they're great beers, I just can't bring myself to paying that amount for a beer that the enjoyment lasts for a half hour.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
gone.
and I only did, well, I didn't have to drop a premium like that for it, but the can that I bought when I was in Seattle, I think it was 22 bucks.
Yeah.
But it was a 16-ounce can and it was like 4 different blends in the can. I'm
Mhm.
like, look, I don't know. If I'm going to a brewery like Fremont, like I love Fremont.
You,
Everything that I've
you,
had from them
yeah, yeah.
has been great.
It's going to be a good beer, but it's now a premium price. So you can see those
Right. Yep.
beers
Right above
there.
your
Those are
head.
all those are all Fremont beers. Back when I was paying $20
It's
a
bee
bottle for them.
bombs and rusty nails and
Yeah, Rusty Nail. I've got all the anniversary ones. But that's when they were $20 a bottle for
yeah,
22 ounce. Now they're
yeah.
28 to $36, and I think they even have some that were like $58.
Well, I mean, even if
I'm
you
just like,
go
it's crazy.
a Alaskan Brewing. Like they'd make. I haven't seen. I swear I had one of their labels on my cabinet here a little. Maybe it's outside, but they were triple barrel aged beers
Yeah.
and they were in a
Yeah.
16-ounce can and they were selling them 60, 70, $80. And I'm like,
Oh,
but they were aged for
enough.
3 or 4 years. And I'm like, that's great. Listen, I don't have that bad of FOMO anymore. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
or the
Me
money to
neither.
back it up. So, but let's move on to the next check-ins. We've got Leon Nault right here in the Tampa area, checking into a Space Echoes by Pure Project Brewing. Checking in at home and 4.25 cap rating for this Space Echoes by Pure Project. He said, "Go Pack, go." So the Packers must have been playing today. And then scrolling on up the list, Matt Griffo checking into a hot chocolate milk stout by Left Hand Brewing Company.
Oh,
Excuse me. Here comes the pumpkin
I,
ale.
I know. I'm burping too. I'm trying to keep him out of the mic, but it's coming up.
I've I've um I've muted the majority of them. That one I don't have time to hit the button. Matt said as advertised, but I'd like some more heat behind the chili flavor. So it's
Oh,
probably a
oh.
little muted, especially in a beer coming from Left Hand, being their kind of corporate now.
So it was a hot chocolate, but like hot, like in chili hot?
So Mexican hot chocolate.
Oh,
So it's
Mexican hot
yeah, so
chocolate.
it's probably gonna
Okay.
have
Okay.
cinnamon and chili
Yeah.
peppers and that kind of
Yeah.
thing in it
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
Let's see, Jeremy Garrison.
Oh, right here in Boise.
Yes, sir. Just and checking into a solid classic, Bell's Two Hearted IPA.
So I just drank another two-hearted IPA. I still don't like that beer.
Really? Okay.
And it's supposed to be like
One of the
the
top IPAs in the
top beer.
country.
I've never liked this beer ever. Has it ever been my top rated beer? And I don't know how it was the top rated beer for so many years in a row back in the day, but I
Okay.
never appreciated it.
New show idea for you.
Okay.
Beers that aren't worth the hype.
Okay. Yeah. That would mean I would have to actually try these beers and come up with the ones that
Well,
aren't worth the hype.
so even though you said even right there, like, hey, Two Hearted is, and you can look it up now. I'm sure it's probably still making one of your favorites, top 10 lists. Um, it's still making top 10 lists that are, hey, Bell's Two Hearted out of Michigan. You go, you get it beat out Pliny the Elder
I
a
know.
couple of years
It
ago.
should never have beat
That,
out Pliny.
no,
That's
absolutely
crazy.
not. But to me, still a good IPA.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep having it, and I'm disappointed every time I have it. It's just disappointing to me. So
Yeah, it's tough to get. It's tough to buy that beer out in the, I don't want to say in the wild, but like at a restaurant that's going to serve it or a place that's going to serve it. That to me is a beer that is going to be, it's kind of trying to be top tier beer in a lower tier f establishment. Does that make
yeah,
sense? Like
yeah, yeah,
it's like, hey, we've got, Boise or Tampa, you've got all these great breweries that are putting out amazing IPAs, but you're stocking Bell's Two Hearted. Like you're trying to be craft beer, but being corporate all at the same time,
hmm
sticking
yeah,
it to the man. Um, but yeah, like so many better choices than that locally.
yeah. I agree. I
So
agree.
I'm with you. It's definitely not one that deserves the hype, but in a pinch, I'd take it in a pinch. So he's checking into Bell's Two Hearted. Jeremy is he said MNF at OC. Do you know what that means? No
Nope.
clue either.
Uh-uh.
4.25 caps for that check-in. MNF at OC. So Jeremy, if
Monday
you're
Night
listening,
Football. Wait, Monday Night
Monday
Football
Night
at
Football at OC. Oh, so he's checking into Old Chicago at the
Oh,
Boise Mall.
Chicago. It's in the mall. Yeah.
Look at
Okay. So
us.
is that the
We're
old? There we go. We figured it out.
freaking
Monday Night Football at
detectives
Old
over here.
Chicago.
So, yeah. All right. And then Matt Griffo. This is the best. Matt checked into this one about an hour ago. He's checking into a Crayon Eater by Tactical Brewing Company here in Florida. He said, "Happy 250th United States military or United States Marine Corps."
It is a
For,
Marine Corps birthday. Yeah.
yeah. Four cap rating for this beer. And Tactical is another brewery I wish I would be able to get more from.
Yeah, it's in Orlando. It's not that
It's in
far from you.
Orlando.
Did you
They were there yesterday.
did Tina have some?
No, I didn't get any beer from them either.
Oh.
You know what was interesting? Usually I would go for breweries like Tactical or
Mm-hmm.
RAR from
Yeah.
in Maryland was there.
Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah.
weren't there, but somebody was pouring their beer. Um, or like Arcane. Arcane was there. Like
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
had a couple of their beers too. But it was interesting when I was going out to talk to, trying to find people to chat with and have conversations with and do interviews with. I found myself going to breweries that weren't as popular, but they're still trying to get their name out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And man, those are when we ask people on the show, like, who are those breweries out there that don't get enough love?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I talked to yesterday.
Okay. So, do you want to name any that you feel that aren't getting enough love?
Okay, so Ceremony Brewing
Yeah, you mentioned
in
them already. Yeah.
they're here in Florida. I'm just trying to remember. Oh, they're in Bonita Springs, I believe. So they're about 2 hours south of me. Um, and then there was Stellwagen Brewing out of Massachusetts.
Okay, you mentioned them too. Okay.
Their can art got me, Denny. They
Okay.
had they had a dark lager with Jurassic Park themed beer labels on it.
That's cool. I like Jurassic
And the
Park.
beer, if I remember correctly, the beer was called Jurassic Dark.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, "We're just waiting for the cease and desist letter to show up." Um, and I was like, "Good. When it does, frame that thing and put it on the
Yeah.
wall."
Yeah.
But that, and then who else did I? I mean, who else did I chat with? Oh, Dirty Ore. Like
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
guys make some great beer.
Yeah, you've
Um,
mentioned Dirty Ore a few times on the show
yeah.
prior, so that's why I've heard that name before.
And then who else did I chat with? Ceremony, Dirty Ore. But like I said, it wasn't breweries that were like super popular and
Yeah.
like it. This was definitely a an opportunity to chat with breweries that like we said that hey they don't get enough love and
Hmm.
they put out some great stuff. Dade City Brewing, which I've had plenty of Dade City stuff, but they're
Hmm.
here they're close to marker 48. So if we're kind of being geographical with it, but Ryan Freeman is their brewer over there, and Ryan just produces some amazing beers. But like got to chat with him yesterday. Um, and I'll say this because he probably won't ever hear this on an episode unless I highlight it and send it to him. Ryan, you never answer my text messages, and I'm pretty sure you hate me. So he was like, I'm really sorry. I sent him a text like 2 weeks before the event and was like, hey, I'd love to come over and chat with you, talk about some of your beers. He was like, and just ghosted me. It's like, fine. And I asked him about it yesterday or on Saturday, and I was like, why don't you ever answer my text? He's like, you sent me a text? Yeah.
I got
Uh,
you on block.
I was like, well, I was like, do I have the right number? Did you give me a fake number? And he was like, no, that's the right number. I was like, all right, fine. So I definitely give him some crap about that. But Dade City, they put out some amazing beers too.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I'm excited to um, get these interviews up. And the great part is like my longest interview was 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
I will say the longest video that I have is 10 or 12 minutes long, but that's me starting everything and I got to cut parts of it off to, you
Hmm.
know, prior to the, hey, so this is what I'm going to ask you. This is how we're going to kind of
Yeah.
structure
Yeah.
this. And then they're ready to go. So I'm going to get one more check in
Okay.
before we call it quits on the
All right. What's the last check-in?
Untap the Craft. Hang on.
Burp.
Excuse me. Another hop butcher for the world from Bill
Oh.
Schlemmer.
Oh.
He's checking into a bumper bowl by Hop Butcher for the World. He said, I definitely taste pineapple and passion fruit, but don't pick up on any of the grape or white wine notes. It's a very good
Mm.
hazy that he gave a 4 cap rating to. And Denny, that's what everybody's drinking.
Nice. Nice. All right. Well, Kris, you've been chatting away, so it's time for a new and noteworthy. I'll go first. Let you
Okay,
give your voice a little bit of a break.
got a short list.
Yeah, I have a short list too, but mine's three. I have three beers on my new and noteworthy. Two of them are from Bert's Brewing. The
Mm.
first one is called Downshift. It's an American IPA. I said such a great IPA. It has a clean floral and slight earthy hop profile and just the right amount of bitterness. An enjoyable IPA that you could drink more than one at a sitting. 4.75 cap rating. The second beer that I have on here is Bert's Brewing's Bandito Mexican Dark Lager. Have
Bandito.
you ever heard of a Mexican dark lager?
Yeah, I have a can of it right here.
Oh, no, Mexican dark lager. That's a dark lager?
Dark lager.
Oh, so you have heard.
Yeah. So this is from a brewery here in Florida called Tripping Animals, and we've
Yeah,
talked about
Tripping
them
Animals.
before.
Of
So
course,
this
yeah.
is they make a beer called No Mames.
No
Um,
mames.
and it's a Chihuahua on the front. So the regular beer, I took the magnet to work because it's dog related. Um, but the original one is just a Mexican lager, and then they made a dark version of it called Dark No Mames.
Nice.
But it is a dark lager, and this was a little more on the porter, almost brown ale side for roastiness. Like I drank this one,
Yeah.
not as roasty as your Naked Sunbather.
Yeah, no.
Um, but yeah, I wanted this specifically for the label, but
Label's good.
was
Label's
not
good.
disappointed in the beer.
Well, good. Well, good. Well, I was not disappointed in my Bandito
Bandito.
dark lager. I said really easy drinking dark lager with a light toasty malt flavor. The body's light and drinkable, not sweet and not bitter, just perfectly balanced, making you want to take another drink. 4.5 cap rating. Great beer. Great. Oh shoot. Hold on. Wait, great beer. Sorry,
Great
didn't mean
beer.
to.
Great beer. Oh shoot.
I'm trying to utilize the web for my toast here.
The
And then the last
interwebs.
one is from Fort George Brewery, Fresh Hop Mirrored Realities IPA. And sorry, I got to try to get back to my beers here. I was all ready, and then I had to sign back in. Untapped logged me out. I had to
No.
sign back in. I hate when that happens. But Fresh Hop Mirrored Realities is a collaboration beer. Wait a minute, is it? Sorry for the dead thing. I thought it was a collaboration beer, but maybe it's not a collaboration. Sorry, I'll cut this out.
But
I
those of
could have
you that are,
swore it was a collaboration beer, but now
yeah,
it's I don't see. But it's called Fresh Hop Mirrored Realities. It's a IPA, 7% ABV. Um, Let me see what I had to say about it. It said, just drinking as many of these fresh hop beers as I can. Lots of different flavors in this one. Some grapefruit and tangerine citrus with some floral notes too. And even some green grassy character as well. Really well done beer. 4.5 cap rating. Maybe it's not a
it is
collaboration.
not a collaboration.
Okay. I got thrown off because I thought it was, and that's what was throwing me off. But yeah, great beer. I've been drinking like now. Fresh hops are gone.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a fresh hop beer, but I pulled in like as many as I could, and I was buying 4 packs and 6 packs of the beers and drinking a lot. I still have some in my fridge because I bought all that was available of the Mother Earth one, fresh
I
as it
have,
gets.
yeah, I have a couple. I
I
have a couple left.
You have a couple left?
I
I
think.
I can't get enough of that beer. I also bought a couple 4 packs of the Fremont fresh hop. Shoot, what was the one I can't
Head
remember the
full
name
of
of it.
dynamite or the
Head full
head
of
full of
fresh
fresh
hops.
hops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bought a couple 4 packs of that before it was gone. I bought the last of the Crux Fermentation Project fresh hop,
That's what
which
I
was
have.
fantastic.
That's what I
Yeah,
have
that was a
left is
good
that
beer.
head full of fresh hops. I better get on that one.
Yeah. And then I just started buying like one beer of different ones that I saw were available still. But now there's nothing left. I think all the fresh hops are gone. But uh, I love living where I live, where I can experience all those fresh hop beers because they are really good. I'm glad that I was able to share some of that love with you and Dan and Eric Scotty Ward, um, the lucky receivers of my beer gifts.
Well, we definitely appreciate it.
All right, Kris. I understand that you have a new noteworthy beer from my
I
region.
do. Yeah, so the Mother Earth's mystical misfit.
Oh yeah.
We'll see what shows up on my without my green screen.
Oh yeah, looks
Um,
good.
but this hazy IPA, it comes in at 7.2% and is it's got some Galaxy, some Nelson, and Simcoe hops in it. To put it simply, Denny, every Project X beer I've been able to have from these guys, I just love it.
Hmm.
I think I've had two or three of them, maybe even more, but I know I've had at least two, and they're just so good.
Hmm.
So good, juicy, citrus, tropical fruit. And if I remember this one correctly, it kind of changed drinking the whole thing. Like there were different notes as it was cold and then different notes as it warmed up. So
Yeah, it's very complex. The flavors are evolving as the beer warms up.
yeah,
I bought three 4 packs of that beer, um, and I think I have one beer left. I felt that beer was really good, and I really like that one. All the Project X beers are good. I've mentioned it many times before. Of all 26 whatever versions they've had, I think only one of them I thought was not that great.
yeah,
But 1 out of 26, come on. I mean,
yeah.
that's
It's
a
not
good
bad.
ratio right there.
Yeah, not bad at all. But yeah, Chris Baker and the team over at
Yeah,
Mother Earth is just they are nailing it with these Project
they
X
are.
beers.
They are a great brew team.
But this one I gave I believe what 4.5 caps for my
Nice.
Mother Earth beer.
Yeah.
But like I said, I haven't been able to check into any of my beers from Badass Beer Fest. I did have some great beers. I'm not going to be rating them, unfortunately, but
That's okay. Just check into them. Get them on the
checking
on
into them.
taps.
But what I'm having to do, because I didn't take any photos other than like the videos that I took,
Hmm.
I'm basically having to bounce around on Untapped and go, okay, Tampa Bay Brewing Company was there. Let's see who checked into beers. Maybe there's pictures. Maybe there's already check-ins. Because I did that with Hot Butcher for the World. I had a couple of check-ins from them. And I was like, let's just look them up, see who checked into beers on November 8th,
Yeah.
and I can go from there.
There you go.
Um,
There you go.
so got a little bit of research to do, but other than that, excited about the beers I got to try.
All right, Kris. Well, we've had a great show, but all good things have to come to an end. But before we end this show, who would you like to give a toast out tonight?
So I'd love to raise a glass to my brother Paul. It is his birthday as we are recording, so November
Cheers,
10th.
Paul.
Happy 52nd birthday for my brother
Wow, you're
Paul.
old, man. Cheers, Paul.
Yeah. Happy birthday, buddy. I hope you haven't had an awesome day after you got over your migraine today.
Oh.
I told him, I was like, you come up with some really shitty birthday gifts. Uh, and then I also wanted to raise a glass to the folks over at Tampa Bay Brewing Company.
Yes.
Major, thank you for reaching out to us and having us out to Badass Beer Fest or I keep saying yesterday, but Saturday.
Yeah.
Thank you, and then we love to be able to chat with everybody, whether it was beer people, brewery people, just people that were just out enjoying the festival. I had some of my dog training clients were there. Like it's
Oh,
a good
nice.
time. Yeah, so we
Nice.
got to see a little bit of everybody yesterday. So cheers to Tampa Bay Brewing Company, all the staff out there, Dave Doble, uh, Major, Anthony Stone. Thank you guys so much for having us out. It was a wonderful day. Denny, who would you like to raise a glass to this evening?
I'll raise my glass. Our Patreon toast goes out tonight to Amanda and Kevin Argauer. Thank you for
Hey.
your patronage for so many years. We really appreciate it. Also, I didn't write this down, but cheers to my buddy Bob, who let me know last week that he's going to be retiring at the end of the year. He and I have worked together for quite a while. He's my customer actually,
Mm.
but we're we're beer drinking friends, and he listens to the podcast as well. So cheers to you, Bob.
Yeah, cheers,
Um,
Bob.
uh,
Congratulations on your retirement.
yeah, retirement. You deserve it, and go out there and enjoy life while you're still young.
Yeah.
And of course, being a former serviceman, I want to raise my glass. I want to thank all those who have served and are currently serving in the U.S. military services, protecting our freedoms. Thank you for all those deployed. I hope all who are deployed are able to return home safely to families very soon. And cheers to your service.
Cheers to that.
And you can find the beers and the links to Brewed and Bread. I'll put that on there. On the show notes, located on the show post at taptocraft.com. And it is last call. We need to roll this thing out because Kris and I have had a few beers to drink tonight.
Yeah.
We want to thank you for downloading and listening. We ask you to please tell a friend and, of course, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. And as a reminder, we release a new show every 2 weeks. Now go out there and spread the good word of craft beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.